days of the week to reach your audience for the most part. The My Inspiration Lounge example, that email is sent every Monday, and the specific purpose is because the theme of the email is called Look Forward to Monday, and it's a kind of blue ocean strategy, like a what else is the competition not doing way to serve customers based on helping them kickstart their week in a fun, inspirational way. But for the most part, especially in professional world, Monday's really an overwhelming work day, a lot of catch up from the weekend. Fridays tend to be a little more not so committed because they're going into the weekend. Although you may find that as you're testing, if you're in the e-commerce space, maybe sending an email on a Friday saying weekend savings may get you tons of sales. So know what kind of some of the high-level best practices are, but also know that web marketing is going to be based on your individual business. And a good open rate for emails is anything over 20%. And if yours is consistently lower, it means that you need to really stop and evaluate why your email is not working. And having a very clear privacy policy and addressing how you use email communications in your privacy policy is a legal must, especially in the state of California where privacy policies have to happen. There are companies like TrustE that have small business services that will help you write these privacy policies, but also just making sure that your privacy policy does say we may send emails from time to time only to people who opt in for our newsletter. If you would like to opt out, you can contact us here or unsubscribe at the bottom of the email. Simple language like that will make sure that you're covering yourself legally and keeping your privacy intact. Often there's advisory. When I showed the Better Homes and Gardens email with the recipes and the links to other sites, shorter sentences or fewer sentences is a great way to go. WebServe for scan, they don't read. So when average reading speed is 25% slower online than with traditional print, you've got seconds to catch their attention. So you want headlines, clicking into deeper, more interesting content, and that way people can scan and pick the content they want. And typically think about the right amount of writing being half the amount that you'd write in traditional print. And show personality, use images, humor if it's applicable to your market. And what you can always do is you can do your newsletter, and your newsletter can have links to 4 different full articles, and people can pick the ones they want to read. So instead of an email that's going to take someone 15 minutes to scroll through, give them the Cliff Notes version. Give them a short headline, click here. Short headline, click here. Short headline, read more. And use email to drive traffic back to your website. This is Tax Resolution Services newsletter. They're the nation's leading tax negotiation mediation firm. So if you have IRS problems, these are the most ethical firm to call. And their newsletter is personal, Dear Joe, and it also links to other sections. So if people want to go to the blog or what to do when resolving your tax debt, you can click on these areas and go deeper. Good design, good architecture. Just like the architecting a good website page, the same goes with email design, and it drives people deeper into the site. In images, what's the saying? A picture says 1,000 words, especially on the web with a world of scanners, not readers. Graphics, pictures, and drawings can be pretty to look at, and they can break up a monotonous email template. And you can use descriptions to supplement information and bring a story to the pictures, because some of us have image blockers unless the email is from a trusted source. So when in doubt, for those of us that are numbers junkies, try to think of a healthy text graphic ratio as like 1 to 4, meaning 25% graphics in your email. And the emails are going to be more enjoyable to read. They look more professional. We did a virtual jump back to school issue in September, and we did it in a way where we had links to other exciting upcoming events, and we had an article on why we love social media, but we just gave a little teaser, had a picture to show and tell social media so people were familiar with that and were compelled to actually look at it. Had this had no text, it would have been a gray, boring email. A little bit of imagery, gave it some happy juice, and kept the love alive. This is Telecity Group, and where content meets connectivity, and it's a beautiful email. It's a beautiful email. They've got their customer invite. That's the purpose of this email, is it's a true invitation. Location, date, time, address, pretty design, easy to read, and makes you want to go. They did a brilliant job. And when you're using email, you want to build community. That's the power of email. It's not just capturing names to sell people. People are going to unsubscribe if you're pushing too much propaganda at them. But if you serve and support your customers, then you will sell them. Forwarding emails is a nice way to get people to spread the word. And also within your email newsletter, you can actually have a join your mailing list in your newsletter, which to a lot of folks, that doesn't seem like it makes sense, because they're like, well, if they're on my email newsletter list, why would I want to join to our mailing list? These are for the people that forward your email, and if people like the email they received from their friend, they can join your list. And social media is here to stay. Make sure you have your widgets in your email newsletter. So if people are enjoying your email content and they're enjoying it so much that they want to engage with you in other ways, they may not go to Facebook and think to search for your company, but they're far likely to click on the Facebook widget or the Twitter icon or LinkedIn or any of the Flickr icons, which is photo sharing, to engage with you. So in marketing, you want to multitask, and you want to have widgets for your social media on your blog and your email, sign up for your email list on your website. All of these go back and forth. And if you want to build your email list, and how many of us want to? Most of us. Use what you've got. If you have people on the phone, ask at the end of the phone call. We have a great newsletter that has tips and recipe advice. Would you like to receive that? We also have special discounts in there. People are more likely to say yes than they are to say no. Now, if you say, would you like to join our newsletter, people's red flags start going up, and they think, I don't want another email in my inbox. But if you ask and you say what the value of the email entails, you're going to get that sign up. You can also have the email sign-up box on the pages of your website, typically higher up on the page, like the right-hand corner. And doing events and meetings, do social networking. People's business cards only if they say, yes, sign me up for the list. But if you take a business card and say, hey, would you mind, I'd love to add you to our newsletter list. We have great recipes and advice and a lot of special offers and event notifications, they're probably going to say yes. So find ways to build your list on your website, in your newsletters, on the phone, even your email signature. Our email signature that goes out in just about every email we send, add a little link that says join our monthly newsletter. Use that web marketing real estate. You can also, if you have a store, do a guest book. That's a great way. If someone's tasting wine at your winery and it says, get our special events and wine food pairing tips newsletter, people are going to give their email address up. And of course, I'll say it again, don't forget to have it on your website, and not just the home page, but through different pages of the website, on your blog, and more. And what you can do is you can have archived past newsletters. What happens is once that email hits, and after 3 days if people don't open it, it may be dead, but you can put that content on your website, which builds search engine visibility, or make it a PDF or something, and you can archive the past newsletters and link to them in your current newsletters for the people that want to delve in and learn more. So when you look at emails, the question of how often is too often? Well, often businesses send newsletters at least once a month. Once a week is okay too, as long as there is value connected to them. But watch your email statistics. In these email management tools like Constant Contact, you're going to see reports that show your unsubscribe rate. And if you're unsubscribed, meaning people that are saying don't email me anymore ever again, is really high, then what you're going to want to do is stop and make sure that you're maybe not sending too frequently, or maybe the information isn't relevant enough. And if it's too often, what you may want to do is segment your list. You may have moms, you may have not moms, you may have professionals, you may have college students. If you're hitting all these diverse markets with a kind of a mass message that doesn't appeal to all of them, they're going to start to unsubscribe. So you can send an email to your whole list and say, in order to serve you better, we'd like to know more about your preferences. Can you tell us, I'd like to receive emails once a week or once a month, or only when there's a special event. I only want to receive parent-based emails. I only want to receive student emails. Asking questions based on your organization can help segment your list, which allows you to send targeted messages, which is really good customer service. As far as email content ideas, of course, we can always do newsletters, but what you want to do is share your knowledge and expertise. I'm not suggesting you give away your industry secrets, but you want to give valuable information that helps people know you, like you, and trust you, but also see that you're an authority in your space. You can share fun facts and customer testimonials. You may want to have super exclusive newsletter discounts that no one else can get unless they're on the newsletter list to give your subscribers that VIP status. You can do contests and giveaways. You may want to even link to other articles. Your newsletter may be a kind of a web gemologist, if you will, approach that is, let's say you're in the financial industry. Your newsletter may be links to other articles that aren't even on your website. They may be to the Wall Street Journal. They may be to other blogs. But if they're valuable and you're bringing together the best of the best, people are going to start to get addicted to that and be really grateful for you to take that time that they don't have to go scour the World Wide Web and find that information. Call to action is really important in an email. Just like on a website, people need to be told what to do. So make sure that you have a call to action item in your newsletter that drives people to act and to act now. Sense of urgency is very important. Whether it's offer expires in 1 week or reserve seats now, only 15 seats left, things like that can help boost visibility. And calls to action will drive traffic to your website as well as drive purchase decisions. So download now can be one call to action. You don't have to have a fancy schmancy design button. And we need to remember that email is our friend. It educates our audience, it boosts our branding, it boosts our credibility and our authority, and it's inexpensive compared to direct mail, and it's really good customer service. So make sure that you love your lists and consider email as a viable online marketing solution. And this is Lori Thomas for the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Don't forget that healthy marketing equals wealthy organizations, and make it a meaningful web